Hello, hello. I imagine you are watching this video because you have either done some, if not all, of my 30 days of embodiment practices. This is an integration video, which means we are here to talk about how you apply the skills, the lessons you've learned from the practices into your daily life. What do you do with this moving forward? So if you have only done some of the practices, I highly encourage that you go from day one and you do each of the 30 practices. These have been designed in order. They have been curated with an order in mind for your processing. I've been talking with some people that have been choosing to cherry pick some topics, and they have noticed, oh, you know what? I'm choosing some topics, but I'm also noticing that I am avoiding some topics that are a little bit more uncomfortable, that I'm resisting for some reason. And I realize now the benefit of doing them in order and not cherry picking them. I will say that after you've done the 30 days and you're moving forward, it's great to continue to cherry pick and do certain emotional prompts when they arise and to do them over and over again. This is meant to be applied in your life like a practice, just like you go to the gym over and over, you do meditation practices over and over, you have your yoga practice, you have your journal practice. This isn't meant to just be, one and done. This is meant for you to continue developing a deep, intimate, loving relationship with you, your body, and all the different emotional parts of your human world. So if you haven't done the 30 days, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to do them. So after you've been doing these practices, you start to notice there is repetition, lots of repetition for the main topics that I dive into. The first one is consent. Coming to the body and creating consent, looking for consent, and not doing anything that is forced, that is pushed, that has an agenda, an expectation of a specific result. So that is first and foremost what you want to be applying into your life. Notice that when you're getting involved in things, when you're doing things, that you're meeting different parts of yourself that feel uncomfortable, or maybe that are starting to feel joy, but you're capping your joy. Notice how you can start to move forward with taking action steps in your life with consent. So this is the number one thing in the practice. Only doing things that your body feels consensual toward, and that you're asking yourself, you're inquiring your body first before you do something. So looking for consent, creating that relationship, that authentic relationship with you and your consent is number one. The next is to tune into your sensations, to really look and notice what your internal weather is like in this current moment. Trying not to assume you know how you're feeling from your past feelings. And each new moment is a new opportunity for you to get to know yourself. So we do that by closing your eyes, by tuning in and bringing your awareness to the sensations of the body. This can be done anywhere you are. You don't have to be alone to do this. You don't have to be in your private little spot that you've picked to have your time by yourself. This can be done while you're in the car, even with your eyes open and driving. You could be like, what am I feeling right now? How does it feel in my throat? You could be in a family environment. You could be in a high stress circumstance, and you can still tune in with your body. So this doesn't need to be, this special hour, 15 minutes privately. It can be, and I definitely applaud and commend and ask you to prioritize that, but also that creates limitations. That creates limitations to the times in which you can be with yourself. You can do this no matter where you are. So I invite you to start as often as you can when certain things are coming up, when you're noticing a big shift in your emotional state, whether that be tension in your body, a flutter in your belly, a feeling of disgust, repulsion. When you're feeling those things, I invite you to go, my body's talking to me. Instead of pushing them away, saying, I don't have time for this. Let's describe the sensations here and just start to become the curious observer of your body and its sensations. And notice how you can do that without a judgmental, critical eye. Can you do that as an empathetic, loving witness? Can you just notice it without needing to even describe why it's there or wanting to get rid of it. So those are major, major ways that you can start creating an intimate, deep, loving relationship with yourself any time of the day. When you are coming up to moments of the day where you have a little bit more time to be with yourself, maybe you realize, oh, I can take a bathroom break right now. I can take a few minutes with myself to go in the bathroom, to take a step outside, to remove myself from the current situation, to be with certain sensations and to allow them to express. Do that. And when you do that, you can do everything that we did in these practices. What does it feel like in this part of my body that's activated? And if this part of me were to speak, were to breathe in a certain way, were to make sounds, were to make a request, were to say something, what would it say and how would it move? So you can do that. Let's say you're in an environment where you can't make a lot of noise. You could travel around with a little pillow. This is actually an eye patch. You could travel around with just getting a blanket, just having an extra shirt or a sweater, and you could breathe into something, make noise into something that can diffuse the sound without you needing to suppress the full expression of your authenticity in that moment. So whenever you have, even 3 minutes makes a difference. I've done this when I've been at the airport, been really frustrated at the airport. I've removed myself, gone to the bathroom, and had some time to express and move my body, and it's made massive impact on how my body relates to myself, on how I build trust with myself. And it's not just to get rid of the feeling, it's to build a relationship with myself that's empathetic, that's compassionate, that is intuitive, and that has a lot of trust. And so you do that with showing up for yourself over and over again, even if it's for a few seconds at a time, a few minutes at a time. So maybe you find that you travel with a little pillow, that you travel with always having a sweater, something with you that you can diffuse the sound so you can express yourself. Maybe you have access to the playlist. I'm going to put the playlist of all the songs that we did right here in this comment thread. So you can save this. You can go into certain emotions. You can turn on music and move your body and let the song support you in your expression. You could start creating your own playlists that really resonate with you on certain emotional topics. When you hear a song, you can be like, ooh, this helps me connect with my anger. I'm going to put that in my anger playlist. Ooh, I'm feeling that I feel a little gross about this. I'm going to put this in my disgust playlist. You could create your own special curated playlist for certain emotions so that when you're looking to express them, you can go to your own curated playlists. That is something that could be a lot of fun and can just be constantly evolving. It doesn't need to be done all at once. It can just be a gradual, steady evolution. When you do have even more time to dedicate to yourself, you can come back to these videos. And most of these videos are no longer than 10 minutes. And maybe you don't need the whole beginning. You can just go to where the practice begins and you can do these for yourself. Because so many times having guidance and having even just the witness of someone else's presence really, really supports a deeper expansion within ourselves. That leads me to saying, if you are noticing in this practice that you have felt physical and expressive or emotional limitations to how you show up to yourself, and you're realizing, wow, I have certain barriers that I don't know how to get myself past on my own, I would highly encourage you reach out to a facilitator that you can work with privately that can help support you in getting more in touch with your authentic voice, with more in touch with your authentic movement, your authentic expression. It's very important that we do this work in relation, because so many of the things that we have harbored in our bodies, so many of the traumas, the wounds have developed in relation with someone else. And it's very important that we heal, that we expand, that we create safety, not only within ourselves, but within relation to other people. Now, I believe that you are doing this just by doing these videos with me. I am acting as a witness. You are doing it in front of someone else. Even if it's on the screen, there is still a very strong energetic exchange here. So I do feel that you're already starting to create more safety in relation just by doing these videos with me. But if you realize that you need more support, you are noticing that your body is limited in its expression, you're feeling uncomfortable, not knowing what to do, and you need some guidance, I highly encourage you to reach out to find support. Also, it doesn't even need to always be a facilitator or practitioner. It could be an unconditionally loving relation you have with someone in your life. If you feel utmost safety to be held by someone else, you could ask for them to do a practice with you. You could do it with someone else. They could be doing their own practice next to you, or they could just be holding space to witness you doing your own practice. Doing these things in sacred, loving community are incredibly powerful and very, very important for everyone's process. Because we as human beings are meant to be in relation with other people. We are meant for deep, intimate relationships with other beings. And so it's important that you start creating safety, not only within yourself to do this with yourself, but to do it with other people. And I am excited that I am creating different courses to be able to do this with me. If you're wondering what physical body movements connect you to your anger, and what physical ways you can move your body, or ways you can make sound that connect you to different emotional parts, I'm actually creating something that I'm so excited about. It's taking longer because I broke my foot, but for you to do this on your own time, in your own space with me. So I'm very excited about that. But there's also so many other wonderful facilitators and people out there that are offering these services. So I encourage you that if you're feeling the calling to do that in support with someone else, that you take the time to find that person for yourself. And trust me, you will know when you feel safe with someone. You will know if you resonate with that person. You get to use the skills that you've learned with intensifying your intuition and your subtle body signals. You will be able to see a person, see their work, listen to them talk, tune in with yourself and go, do I feel safe with this person? Do I feel like I can trust them to hold space for me, to be an unconditionally loving, empathetic witness of my rawness, of my pain, of my joy, of my ecstasy, of my sexual essence? Can they hold all of this for me? Can they be a safe container for me to not feel limited, to not feel like I need to curate myself to accommodate them? You will know. So take your time to find this person and ask yourself, trust your signals, trust the body, you will know. Okay, I've done a lot of talking. I do also want to say I am here to continue to support you. So whether or not you want to use the comments of this video or some of the other videos to ask me questions, I will be looking at these. I will be responding to them. If you want to send me an email, you are free to reach out to me at any time. I will have all my contacts in here below. If you want to send me a message on Instagram, I want to continue supporting you in any way I can. So please do not hesitate to reach out if you have specific questions for me, if you have curiosities or need some support that I can offer you. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to end this video with a huge acknowledgement. I acknowledge you so hard for doing these practices, for choosing to build a relationship with yourself. No, not many people are doing this work. Not many people are willing to meet the uncomfortable, to expand their capacity, to reflect, to hold themselves responsible for their life, for being the creators of what they want to see. No matter what your spiritual relationship is, you have so much more autonomy and authority over your life than you give yourself credit for. You are capable of so much more. And I welcome you to continue to surprise yourself, to see what is possible for you, because the possibilities are endless. And by doing this work, you are building trust in your capabilities. You are building trust in your intuition, in your knowing, so that you can walk in alignment, so that you can take action in alignment with who you are, with your purpose, with how you're here to impact this world and make great change, and how you are meant to feel all the emotions, and how you can unshame yourself. And by you walking in alignment like this, by you prioritizing yourself in this way, you are inspiring and creating massive ripple effects for everyone in your life, everyone that has reached to you. You are inspiring them to do the same just by you walking this path for yourself. So I commend you and I honor you. And I am so grateful that you chose to do this with me and that you chose to trust me in this process. Thank you. And I will end this by saying, to be continued.